So, are you close to making a commitment? Don't lose the one for you because you slip up, you do something wrong, you say something wrong, you do something wrong, or you don't do something enough of, or let's check out all the ways that you might lose the one for you because he or she doesn't live up to your fantasy-driven standards or high expectations. Yeah, don't lose a good person because you have too high expectations. Your list is too long. You're a perfectionist. Got too many demands. Somehow, no matter how good this person is for you and to you, you still think there's someone better out there for you. So, will you do something to end the relationship or postpone responding to questions related to your future together where your impending marriage is concerned? Yeah, can we just talk about that later? Yeah, I'm looking at somebody else. I don't know if you're the one, but yeah, let's go out to dinner. I'm hungry. Are you hungry? Okay, yeah, sure. You don't think you're ready for that big step. Marriage, that is. And you just need a little more time to think about it. All right, well, think fast. Because after a while, you'll be left alone and behind to think some more about it. Because this person you're with, they have their timetable too. And if you take up too much time, you know what? They're going to get off that bus and they're going to go catch another bus. No. So clearly, if you're feeling uncertain, that's okay. Do wait, but talk about it. Say, hey, let's put a timetable. 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever it is that you're comfortable with. And in that time, and I don't want to waste your time, I'll come up with the answer. Yes, because maybe they're asking you, hey, we've been dating for 5 years. What's going on here? Things are going so well that you either doubt yourself or think this is a too good to be true. So you do something to sabotage your own future with this person. Accept your good fortune before you lose it. You can't shake the pain of a past breakup, so you lack confidence to invest in someone new, even though this other person is a breath of fresh air and so good for you. Everyone, including you or the other person, deserves a second chance. Always. You've got this. Run with it. You're too consumed with being perfect for someone that you never let yourself get snatched up by someone who can really help complete you to become that ideal couple in deep love. You got cold feet, so that's normal. Just warm those little tootsies up and take the plunge provided you are confident it's time for a liftoff. Yeah, it's okay. The water's not that bad. Go ahead, jump on in. You want someone to fix you and your problems to the extent that you push them away because that's your job, to fix you or to seek help. It's not someone else's job. And because you're putting this pressure on them, they're like, hey, I'm not paid to be your therapist or your doctor. I just want a soulmate in my life. You need more work. I'm out of here. So don't put that kind of pressure on people. The other person who comes into your life should only be responsible for adding to who you already are, not bringing you up from a zero to a somebody. Besides, your job is to add to their life as well, not subtract from their time, money, or energy. Granted, love does see people through. If you love each other, perhaps you can work things out. But you know what I mean here. Commitment is scary for most people, yeah. Share your fears, share your feelings with that special someone in your life and allow them to reassure you so you can take that next step forward in your relationship with them. Hey, I'm kind of scared, This is my first time, or it's my second, or my third. See if the other person there, across the table, next to you, pillow side, says, hey, I'm scared too. But you know what? Why don't we be scared together? You think you might be making a bad decision to marry. Maybe it is. Maybe it's an illusion and you're not seeing clearly. Or maybe you are. Weigh the pros and cons of staying or going and see what results you generate. Are your reasons for leaving or going ahead with the marriage valid. Usually, you're never as trapped as you might think you are. That is, unless you go through it and 3 years later decide to end the marriage because you just aren't happy with the person's behavior, their treatment on you, or a lack of investment in marriage now that you're married. If things aren't going perfectly while you're dating and you see small signs with no change after a little period of time, bring them up. Confront them face to face. Give them the ultimatum. And make your decision to end the relationship before you get into more trouble down the line. In one of my books, BS the Book, Your How-To Guide on Cutting Through Personal BS, I have what I call a stay-go pro-con chart. It's just a box, 2 boxes up top, 2 on the bottom, and it's basically pros and cons if I stay or I go. So if we get married or we don't, if we get married or we break up, what are the pros? What are the cons? And you just list them. You just write them out. And when you're done, 10 minutes later, 15, whatever, you look at the list. You look at the boxes and you see which list has the most in it, such as, wow, it really does logically make sense that we don't get married. Or we do get married because there are so many pros. I don't want to go back out in the dating force. You are everything I'm looking for. You have this, you've got this. I've been looking for somebody who will do this and that, and I'm doing this for that. We're perfect for each other. This is a green light. We can go forward with this. Let's do it. And then you make your decisions based on logic and answers and not cloudy, foggy thoughts of, well, let's see, I think maybe, no, pure logic. So whatever you do, just don't push a good person out of your life without really taking a hard look at you, the other person, your future together, your future without that person, and your past. And I'll give you a quick example. Imagine, let's say you got cold feet. You're a little nervous. And the other person really wants to marry you. They're in love with you. But you're being all worrywart, and you're like, I don't know. At some point, they may say, you know what? If you're not ready, bye. See ya. And they leave. And then a year later, they get married. Now they're gone forever. And that's what I'm talking about. Everyone's entitled to being nervous, worried, cold feet, all that stuff. Everybody's entitled. But don't let it cause you to lose someone who was meant for you. Because once you get over that hump, once you get into that marriage car and drive away, things change. And you're like, whew, that wasn't that bad. Hey, now we can focus on us, a team player. Let's do stuff. Let's conquer the world together. And you don't have to conquer the world. You could conquer your own world and create your own world. So, do you have patterns for judging people too harshly? Do you struggle with accepting help from people or love into your life? Do you sabotage good things that happen to you? Do you compare yourself unfairly with your family, your friends, their relationships? Be mindful, but don't let your mind take over what your heart has to say too. So you can think logically with your mind, or you can think delusionally, well, maybe I don't. But just take one moment. Put the brain on pause and ask your heart, hey, is this the right thing for me to do? I don't want to make a bad decision. I don't want to lose out. I don't want to lose this other person. Should I go for it? And your heart has wisdom. And you might learn some things by listening in a quiet room. Don't have a lot of distraction. It's a quiet room where okay, heart, I'm about to ask you a question. And the heart says, go ahead. I'm ready. And you say, I'm not sure, but I want to marry this person. I'm scared. And the heart says, don't be. Don't be scared. It's going to be okay. And when you hear something like that, I want you to trust it. Well, you can do what you want, but you know what I'm saying. In fact, there was a situation I was in recently where I kind of did that. It wasn't marriage related, but it was very sensitive, scary, nervous situation. And I just said, hey, what's going to happen tomorrow? And the answer I got was, you're going to walk right through. you're going to walk right through this. In other words, that means it's only going to be a few minutes. You've got it. It's in the bag. And I'm like, okay. And I just trusted the voice, as funny as that sounds. Showed up the next day, did my thing. Sure enough, I was in and out 15 minutes. I got what I needed. But it's interesting. You're not alone in making these decisions. So just be careful that you don't lose someone that you've been dating, you've been spending time with. They really love you. They don't want to lose you. Don't lose yourself, and don't lose them. Hey, good luck out there.